Hey there, you're listening to The Mighty Mommy with some quick and dirty tips for practical parenting. Thank you to Andrea, who wrote in to ask for techniques on convincing her son to apologize. I've been researching this topic and was surprised to find out that it's actually quite controversial. I had no idea. I'm definitely one of those moms who asks her children to apologize for bad behavior. It never occurred to me that there are parents out there who feel that this isn't something we should force upon our children. I'm not saying that these parents are telling their kids not to apologize. They simply aren't forcing them to do so. I'm not taking sides in this matter, but will share with you what I feel I've learned through my research. Opinions are what they are, and everybody's entitled to their own, right? Children do things that sometimes hurt other people. It happens. When kids are genuinely sorry for what they've done, they will most likely want to express themselves. Teaching a child to apologize and share his or her feelings is important. Sometimes children don't understand why they are made to apologize and simply follow the instructions given by a parent. It's more important that a child learn to respect other people's feelings than to just learn to say the words, "I'm sorry." Learning to say sorry isn't very helpful if your child doesn't understand or mean it. When you're dealing with toddlers, sometimes even up to the age of 3, you're dealing with little people who still believe the world revolves around them. They don't yet understand that other people have feelings too. For example, if they see a toy they want to play with, they might very well just go and take it out of the hands of one of their playmates. They might see their playmate get upset, cry, or try to take the toy back, but they will not necessarily feel any compassion for their friend. As parents, we tend to say things like, "Give the toy back to your friend and say sorry." That's what I've always done, and my kids have always complied. Well, almost always. Just because they did as they were told doesn't mean they understood what was going on. It's important that you talk to your child about what's happening so that he can understand. Before you start telling your child to practice the robotic routine of saying he's sorry after each infraction, take a moment to explain why. Let your child know right away that someone has been hurt, whether physically or emotionally. Have him put himself in the victim's shoes. Do you know how it feels when someone takes your toy away from you? Do you like the way that feels? You don't want your friends to feel that way. He probably doesn't. You can then ask your child if he'd like to apologize to make his friend feel better. He may or may not want to. You, as an adult, can and should apologize on your child's behalf if he's not ready to do so himself. He might want to later, or he might notice you apologizing and realize how it does make his friend feel better. Even if he doesn't want to say the words "I'm sorry," he might be willing to say, "I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." You can work with your child on the language he's most comfortable with, but eventually he should be apologizing when necessary. We all have bad days, and sometimes we make mistakes or bad choices. It happens to everyone, but we can make it better if we let people know that we care and that we are trying. That's what apologies are all about. Apologies shouldn't be empty words. Using different words would be better than simply saying something you don't mean or understand. Children need to be held accountable for their actions, whether they apologize or not. And there may be situations where you feel that the empty apology might even be necessary, not just for your child, but for the victim, or worse, the victim's parent. If you're in a public place and your child wrongs another person with whom you aren't acquainted, you may need to have your child apologize in order to keep peace. Because this is not a subject everyone agrees on, you as a parent will need to decide what is best for each situation. If you feel that having your child mimic "I'm sorry" to a stranger will prevent any further negativity on both sides, it's certainly not going to hurt anyone. But it's still important to make your child aware of what he's done. Don't simply have him say sorry and then go back to playing. If that's your immediate reaction to the situation and your child does apologize quickly, you can then remove him from the situation and go over the rules with him again. Let him know what he's done to hurt someone else and why he was asked to apologize. Once children are older and start understanding other people have feelings too, they become more in tune to those feelings and can make their own choices about apologies. As a parent, you are simply a guide in this process of learning. And don't forget, as always, to be a good role model. If you do something that hurts someone, make sure you apologize, and you'd better mean it, because if you don't, your children will notice. That's it for now. If you'd like to request a topic for the Mighty Mommy, you can email me directly at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com or leave a message by calling 206-202-2185. Get the Mighty Mommy's Quick and Dirty Tips for Practical Parenting and other great shows from the Quick and Dirty Tips Network streamed to your iPhone. Download Stitcher for free today at Stitcher.com. This is your friend, the Mighty Mommy, wishing you happy and fun parenting.